Hey viewers, welcome to another game with Casual Pro Gamer. Today we're doing another Smite game, and this is a full pre-made 5 versus 5 between Visc P, which I don't know what that stands for, but these are not like the super duper pro teams that we normally see in these matches, and the scroll speed still hasn't been reactivated. And we are going to go to the other side of the map. Fortunately we can still do that. And TR5 on the other side. So we're going to have to wait a little bit for everyone to come in. And yeah, the reason some of these guys don't have the team tag is that some of them will play on Smurfs or something like that. Maybe because they play on another server normally. Maybe because they just have 2 accounts. And yeah, they just haven't added them to the team or something like that. So for now, let's go with I really don't know. Let's go with the chariot boy here. Yep, we're going with this guy. I don't know who's going to win. I don't know what the score is going to be in the end. In fact, I don't know anything about this game as of now. Yeah, I just picked one. Just at random. I did want to have a full pre-made 5 versus 5, and there aren't a whole lot of those, so I kind of took this one. I don't even know how long it's going to be. Obviously it's not going to be 8 minutes as it says here. Yeah, it is still ticking, so we will see that go up and up and up. So anyhow, we're just standing around here for a moment, just waiting for things to start happening. And I'm going to fast forward a little bit until we actually get into the game. So there we have the start, and as you can see, we're starting off with the gold camp and just pulling that out as far as possible, taking all of the minions with, well, the least amount of, well, damage done. And wow, that actually did quite a lot of damage. What level does he have already on that? Because that seems like it was pretty big. Hand of the Gods level 1. Yeah, it did a lot of damage. That was an insane amount of damage, in fact. And yeah, it really makes picking up those buffs really easy. So as you can see, we're doing a little bit of damage on both sides and doing a little bit more on our side. Wow, that is that is actually a pretty significant amount of damage done. So yeah, Sobek getting a great pull off, and of course our chariot boy here just keeps attacking because that is what he does. And yeah, the basic attacks are the main source of damage for Apollo, and Apollo of course yeah, really happy about that extra movement speed, attack speed buff. And we're going to pick up the first blood here really easily, really no problem at all. And yeah, he just has a lot of burst damage, I guess, but really not ready for that. And I don't really understand. Maybe, well, this is a game from like 2 days ago, so it's not like they haven't played against Apollo yet. You know how much damage he does. They just came in, well, much too far forward against a Sobek Apollo combination, and they just got punished for it because there's really not a whole lot you can do against that. If you're, yeah, well, early in the game, then that 5 attack extra speed buff is going to do so much damage that, yeah, you really don't want to go up against that. So we are starting off here with Death's Toll, which gives you extra mana and health every time you hit an enemy. So not kill, but hit. And that is just excellent. Plus it gives a little bit of extra movement speed, a little bit of extra health, and a little bit of extra physical power, which is just an excellent item to start with. But it is picked mainly because of the health and mana regen. And then we're starting off with a little bit of physical power, attack speed, and critical strike chance from those boots level 1. Really not having anything else, and it is kind of the standard setup. As you can see, Neith is doing exactly the same thing, and she is on the other side, I'm assuming. Yeah, she is. Well, yeah, she can go mid as well, but yeah, obviously Poseidon is mid. So we are trying to take out as many of the minions as possible. because it still gives you a decent amount of extra gold. I believe it's you get half extra, so basically you get 2/3 of the gold when they die next to you. But if you last hit them, you get the full gold, obviously, so you get 50% more, or 1/3 less if you don't hit them. Anyhow, yeah, we're just continuing on here, using the skills a little bit to push the wave, and yeah, he wished he had that skill available now. Still picking out the minions, he knew he was not going to catch up with this and get a kill, and yeah, therefore there's no real reason to do that. And as you can see, launching the auto attack and then immediately stepping out of turret range, launching the auto attack, immediately stepping out of turret range. Because of that, he didn't take any tower damage, but he did get 2 or 3 hits on the Guan Yu. And although that may not well sound very good or very important, it can be very important to get that little bit of extra damage done. And as you can see there, the damage can actually be pretty significant. And if you're willing to take a tower shot or 2, then yeah, you can tower dive at this point, because at level 6, yeah, it is risky, but it can be done. Especially 2 versus 1, because you can do a pretty significant amount of damage just from this. And as you can see, the mid lane got ganked there, but they got a 1-for-1 trade. It is 2 for 2 now, and we are going to go for the blue buff. And as you can see, once again, that Hand of the Gods doing significant damage and a very easy pickup. Going to Apollo, so he can spam his abilities now. He wasn't using his abilities at all so far. Every now and then he used an ability, yeah, well, this one, to actually push the wave. And it's nice AoE damage, but yeah, if you don't have mana regen, it is really unwise to spam any ability. So we are going to get a little bit of damage done on these towers, and we're going to get back out. Easy enough. And once we are out, we probably are going to go to the jungle buffs, because the jungle buffs are back up. You really need to take care of those. And in fact, we are going to go with our ultimate here, and not landing the stun there. Or, yeah, stun and knockback, I believe it is. But as you can see, it doesn't really matter. They wouldn't have picked up the kill anyway, but I thought he would at least go for, well, to land on someone. I don't know how difficult it is, to be honest. I've never played Apollo, not even in a test match. You can play him for free in the versus AI matches. You can play any god for free in the versus AI matches. But yeah, it's one of the gods that I've never played. I did play Naja, which is one of the newer ones. But yeah, Apollo just never got around to it, I guess. Anyhow, we're going to pick up 2 buffs. And as you can see, there is a ward out. Obviously, they can't see that ward. But we can, so we can see that the enemies know that we're here. And therefore, they can pick up the blue buff very safely. If that was actually available. But they were going to check for that. And as you can see, we are getting low. And with no health potions left, he needs to take care of things a little bit. He is missing both of the enemies, so didn't want to get ganked. Sobek, of course, doing a great job of just scouting around and found the Thor, and eventually that didn't really make a big difference at all. So we do have cooldown buff, we do have the movement speed buff. And we are going to pick up this gold camp, because that's what you do. Gold camps are really nice to have, because they give you a significant amount of gold, and you definitely can use that gold. So we are going to ult once again, and we are going to mix in the team fight straight away. This time he does land it, and getting a very easy kill off. Wow, that was that was in fact very easy. I did not expect that to be, well, that much of a insta-kill. And we are going to grab the ward there. So warding up the fire giant, although it's not up yet. Will come up at 10 minutes, I believe. and that means that well, they do have the vision for now. It's also an important gank path, so it's not like it's a wasted ward. It will allow them to see people coming in, although it's not, well, the major ward spot for now. For the early game, it's most of the time closer to the to the lane. So the spots like right here, those right here, those are the important ward spots for ganks, because from there on you can see pretty much any gank incoming, although the warning is of course way less than if you warded Fire Giant. But if you warded Fire Giant, you only ward one of the paths. There are multiple paths through that jungle, and you definitely, you don't want to mess that up too much. Because if you mess up a ward, then that can actually result in some significant consequences. And as you can see, Thor is taking the blue buff, but in the meantime his ally is getting hammered here, and the slow goes off, and the damage from Sobek. Oh, the dash! Oh, the dash was just enough, just in time to get him out of there. But they may actually pick up the Thor. No, Thor still had his hammer throw available, and wow, they both get out at low health, but well, they do get out. So yeah, they do Guan Yu has to back off. Yeah, we're going to check for the blue buff. That is not going to matter at all, because the blue buff is not up. Could have seen that from the fact that Thor was wearing it. But yeah. Oh, by the way, if you pull minions into your buffs to help, take them out, which cannot be done here, but it can be done on Domination, you can lose the buff to the minions. So if the minions last hit the buff, you are pretty screwed, because you don't get the buff and you did do all the work. But yeah, you didn't take any damage, so I guess that's something. But yeah, I tested it out a few days ago. While we were so far ahead, I was like, okay, let's just try this. Let's try what happens if the minions last hit it. But it's not like with a kill. You will still get the kill, but you will not get the buff. And no, the minion does not get the buff either. At least I think so. I'm pretty sure. Oh wow. I'm pretty sure the minion doesn't get the buff, although it might actually be. I couldn't check that because the minion died straight afterward. So I didn't really have time to watch. And as you can see, so much pushing power coming out from Apollo. Just getting a very nice game in here. I really picked him just on accident, or well, at random, because I didn't know who was going to do well, and I still don't know which team is going to win, obviously, because it was 5 versus 5. Now it's 5 versus 6, and we are 3-0. That is actually a pretty good score. Neath has a similar score. It just has 3 more assists. And as you can see, really Purification beats plus Aegis on both of them, and on the Ao Kuang as well, on the Hercules. It's they're really afraid of those those CC abilities, which is of course something to be scared of. I mean, it is a pretty significant threat in most games, and especially if you have like Ares in there, who does nothing more than just take out the... Well, he has early game damage, I guess. But in the late game, he does nothing more than just make sure you don't have an invulnerability to CC effects. And that makes the team fight so much easier for his team. But yeah, the Ares pick in high level is really not done anymore, unless all other tanks are either already picked or banned. And of course, with the tournament bans now being up to 4, you can actually have 4 tanks banned, which happens a lot. Because support tanks, so like Ymir and I don't know, I kind of whiffed on that one. Oh, Sobek, that's the one. Ymir and Sobek are normally banned out kind of standard because they are just too strong. It is impossible to deal with those. And of course then comes Bacchus, and after Bacchus I guess Odin. But yeah, Odin gets banned out a lot as well because, well, his CC, well, his ultimate is just really hard to deal with for most people because you can't actually use beats against it. You can, however, use the invulnerability, the Aegis Amulet, against most of it, but if you combine it with other ultimates, you will still get hit by them. It doesn't do damage, but it will still apply the effects for like Zeus's ultimate. Will still stack up, and yeah, those kind of things. So we are going to ult in here, and wow, did he get that or did he miss? I think he missed. And here we go, it's a one-on-one with Neith, and Neith actually gets the slow off, but it's not good enough. And with the with the incredible movement and dash speed he had there, he actually made it work. And might actually pick up some more kills here. Oh, get frozen! Come on. Yeah, he still gets that. He is going to save his Sobek here. I think, no, Sobek actually goes down. But might actually pick up more kills here. Oh, getting close though. Very close. But, well, he still has a chance to get those kills or get out. He is choosing to just get the hell out of there. Whoa, that was a big team fight, very big team fight. Apollo doing a good job of trying to pick up kills while staying safe. He picked up 2 kills, and that is of course pretty significant. It's 5-0 on him versus the 3-1 now on Neith, because Neith couldn't do anything because Apollo zoned her out completely. And since she is his main competitor, that is something really good to have. And obviously Apollo being the top in his team farm-wise, because of those 5 kills, and of course, yeah, the mid laner number 2. On the enemy team it is mid laner number 1, and then the physical range carry, I guess, at number 2. So just switched, but he has 1400 gold ahead of the Neith, and he's about 600 gold ahead of the Poseidon. I think I messed up their names a couple of times. Hang on. Yeah, so we are going to ult here obviously because there is a team fight going on and he needs to be there. And can he actually land the stun? No, he does not land the stun. It seems really hard to do because it takes quite a while for him to fall down. And yeah, he's going to just, well, get this movement speed buff there. Yeah, it seems that red team just lost 2 in that tower dive and they got nobody, so that's excellent. Dragon is completely out of mana. I guess Apollo needs to help out in mid lane a little bit because, yeah, you definitely, oh, he already recalled, so it's all good. Even if that, look at the amount of wards by the way, but even if that, that dragon, well, just teleports out and nobody comes to go for the, well, to defend that mid lane, it's not going to matter because the lane was pushed and it was all good, but he is going there now. And yeah, the problem is still, and I still think that's a major problem with this game, if you leave your lane in the early game, with your lane being pushed a little, or at least in middle, you will lose your tower in one wave, and that is a really big deal for me. It kind of makes that that you can never leave the lane, and they have this system. I mean, they have this system of where if you don't last hit a minion, it is not a big deal because you still get 2/3 of the gold. So you still get a pretty significant amount of gold, and they did that because that would make it less of a farm game. But then they did make the towers so squishy that you have to stay in lane. So that's kind of, that goes against each other. The one thing is there to allow you to do other things than just last hitting in the early game, which is excellent because this game starts off like at the 1 minute mark instead of at the 20-minute mark like League of Legends. it's more like Dota, I guess. Dota starts off, or can start off, at the 1 minute mark as well. Both of them not really at the 0 minutes, because you do need to be in lane for a little bit, so to gain a few levels. But yeah, after that, it is pretty much all action all the way. And in League of Legends, of course, you have to wait about 20 minutes for the real action to start, and you get some kills in lane, and most of the time it is decided by that, because someone will mess it up, and that is very unfortunate, but well, that's the way it goes. I guess people who like laning phases play League of Legends, and people who like the action of the team fights and the ganks, they play these kind of games, so either Dota or Smite. Anyway, yeah, they made that minion gold gain, so passive gold gain basically. They made that so that first of all you got more gold on average, and the difference in the laning phase wouldn't be too much. But much more importantly, you would get the wow, this is a huge team fight. Yeah, you would get the well, not laning or not really concentrating too much on last hitting. And of course that is a pretty significant difference between this game and Dota or League of Legends. And we are going to switch to someone else. I don't know, let's go with Neath. It's kind of a similar playstyle. It's the enemy team though, keep that in mind. Yeah, and then they go ahead and make these towers so squishy that if you do leave the lane to go gank a side lane, you most of the time will lose your first tower. And that of course is no good. Because, well, you don't want to lose your first tower, because that's the one that allows you to stay near the minions and still be relatively safe. Because most champions that are really squishy, they have a dash, like the backflip on Neath. And oh, we're not going to catch him! That's unfortunate. But yeah, the backflip on Neath, or the dash on Agni, or on our chariot boy here, Apollo. Yeah, they all, or the jumps on Anhur and Odin, they all provide you with the safety you need to farm, well, when you're relatively close to your tower. Here we go, Ymir going really low, and oh, we are going to go back to this guy who came in with his ultimate. I kind of forgot about the ultimate being up. So yeah, they are going to clean up. I think they lost the Gold Fury, and yeah, they're also going to lose this fight. It seems that yeah, the enemy team here, so the red team, is doing way better than our Apollo. Or Apollo's team. And oh wow, he just ran straight in. I guess he didn't want them to be able to chase the Ao Kuang afterwards. And for that he did a good job. But yeah, we are going to heal up. Of course, that heal is very significant, because Neath can actually stay alive in these team fights pretty nicely, because she can actually just lifesteal off of everyone around. And it's a pretty significant lifesteal, so it's not like it's yeah, it's not as OP as lifesteal is, but it is a significant amount of health that you gain. It's kind of like the Kali heal, I guess. Well, the Kali heal is even bigger, because, well, she is a melee champion. But relatively speaking, I think this one is bigger, because, well, Neath can stay pretty safe in most team fights. So compared to the amount of damage she takes, I think this is better lifesteal. But yeah, Kali of course has passive lifesteal as well, actual lifesteal on her attacks and things like that, and that is something that Neath has to buy. She has to buy items for that, and we are going to switch back to Apollo. Apollo, who is just doing the same thing that Neath is doing, so that was a pretty smooth transition. Man, look at those wards. The things here on the minimap, those are not wards, those are places where people died, and Neath will have a weave there, which kind of makes it impossible for her to shoot through that region with her ultimate. But that is really, yeah, her problem. I still don't know why the ultimate triggers on those, because it's not like you can see from across the map where those weaves are. You just see weave. Somewhere in the path there's a weave, but you can't actually see where it is. So which one is going to get triggered? So they really need to remove that. For the rest, I guess the weaves are only annoying on Arena. But they are pretty significant here on this map, because you can actually do a pretty significant amount of damage to the minions with the weaves. And we are going to use all of our skills to get out of that. Get the stuns off. Oh! So close to dying! But he did use his speeds there to get out of that. And look at the Ymir melting here. And are we going to save the dragon? Are we going to recall and come back into the fight later on? No. The rest of the team is re-engaging. And really, yeah, he's really just staying back, just doing the smart thing. Instead of what most people would do, running straight in, he is actually staying back and got a nice kill. Plus, I think he got a double kill there, but it didn't actually trigger as a double kill. I guess he didn't hit that Neath in the end. But anyhow, we are 8-2-4, which is a pretty good score. And the Neath now 6-2-6, kind of a similar amount of gold now. 200 gold between them, and that of course is not a really big deal on 10,000 gold. So yeah, it is Poseidon on the enemy team, who is a good number 2 versus the Hercules, who's not so good at the number 2. And the mid laner actually dropped to the 3rd place on the list, so that is the Ao Kuang, of course. Dropped to the 3rd place with only 9,300. He's already 2,000 gold behind on this Apollo. And all in all, the gold is equal. So I guess the lower levels, yeah, especially the Ymir has some very low gold, whereas the Odin, although he's the lowest on his team, is still, well, he's not loaded with gold, but he has some pretty significant amount of gold. And we are going to take out the wards. Yep. We are going to be invulnerable. Oh, the pinball going off. And actually another player kill here. And are we going to land this kill as well? Oh yeah, someone got it. Well, it was in fact the crocodile who got it. And Thor was coming in. And we are going to lose 1 kill, but pick up 1 as well. Yep, there we go. Sobek doing a good job of just picking up these kills in close combat, and already has 4 kills, which is excellent. And Neath is going to go down here as well. Oh, yeah, she is going down. Unfortunately, Apollo died as well. But yeah, good job. We're going to follow this guy, I guess. Because the entire enemy team is dead, and well, the guy we were following is dead. So, Fire Giant still not taken. Pretty significant, because the Fire Giant buff is pretty good. And they don't want to risk it, because they know there's a lot of vision there with those weaves. And the wards, of course. Well, the wards are all ours, as in the blue teams, but the red team really has those weaves. The weaves do provide vision, although limited amount of vision, but you will still be able to see what they're doing. And you definitely don't want to do Fire Giant with enemies coming at you. So we are going to just, yeah, take out the lane experience, get some buffs if we can. Oh, meeting the Poseidon here. I don't think he saw him, but he heard him probably. Yeah, he did see him now. So yeah, I'm not sure, of course, what they can see, because, well, you can see the character models through the brush and such, so through the terrain, but I cannot see what they can see, because we can see everyone at all times. And so I can only assume what they can see and what they can't see. And as you can see, well, we are going on this tower now. The tower being protected by Poseidon, and Poseidon is really good at just holding that tower because he can wipe out those minion waves with 2 skills, and he will have those skills back up obviously for the next minion wave. The same goes for Ao Kuang, of course. You can also do it in 2 skills. The thing is that because they are mid laners, they will be relatively high level compared to the rest, and they will be able to keep that up, to keep that spam up for quite a while, because they have a significant amount of everything. And we are getting to... oh, we're getting out with the ultimate. That was a very dangerous situation. And he is going to go all the way back to base and land on the platform. So yeah, we're going to go back out because yeah, even though we lost the Gold Fury there, we did save ourselves, and that is a mainly good thing. It's one of the main things people tend to forget, that, well, the important thing is not to get the kills, it's to stay alive, because as long as you're alive and you don't get those 80-second respawn timers, because at level 20 it's 80 seconds, yeah, you have 80 seconds more to regain the experience. So to basically gain experience and gold that you otherwise would have lost or would have not gotten. And as you can see, the ward went down from the red team, but they are not going to come in because there are 3 people defending this. Well, 2 defending, I guess, and Apollo picking it up. Obviously, he is the best one to pick it up, and the same goes for the enemy team. There it is Neath who is the best at picking that up. The Fire Giant is still up. Both teams still want to go for that, obviously. And there are some nice wards out in the rest of the jungle. So yeah, the minimap really showing everyone, but if you group up like this, it's pretty much impossible to see who's where exactly. And oh, come on! No, don't get caught by the ultimate! Oh, so much damage! Yep, there we go. So we were going to switch to the enemy Neath. And, well, she got a kill there. But they are going to pick up 3 kills here, I believe. Well, in this little fight, that is. So 4 kills in total, but the last guy actually got out. I kind of assumed they would be able to get the Odin as well, but they decided, well, we can maybe get him, but it would be much better to just do this at full health. And wow, 4 for 0. That was a very, very good team fight for the red team. Obviously that Poseidon did a great job of just, well, taking out the main carries. He took out the Apollo, which was, yeah, I did say Poseidon, right? Poseidon took out the Apollo really early on, and that meant that Apollo could not do anything there. And yeah, that is of course a major big deal, because if he can't do anything, then his team is going to lose 12k gold in that team fight. Well, worth of items, that is. 12k gold worth of items is a pretty significant amount. It's like losing one of the top 3 now on the enemy team here. They are really getting ahead in gold on those high, well, those top 3. Yeah, the bottom 2 still not a really significant amount of gold, but compared to our red team, our, which color are you? Blue team. Yeah, they are pretty high. So both the Gold Fury and the Fire Giant are down now, so nothing to fight for the moment, except for towers. And now it is going to be, well, a big challenge for the blue team to come back. They need to win a team fight at least as big as the last one went, but that is going to happen when Fire Giant is back up. And if they can make it work, if they can do 4 versus 0 or 5 versus 0 or 5 versus 1 trade, then yeah, that is going to be that it is going to be possible for them to come back. But seeing from how we're doing right now, that is going to be pretty hard to pull off. So, oh nice, Brawler's Beat Stick here. It reduces, once it's level 3, it reduces life gain by 50% if you hit someone twice. And with people like Neath and Apollo, it's pretty easy to hit someone twice. Yeah, the first time it's 25%, the second time it's 25% extra, but it's a maximum of 2 stacks, so you cannot go more than 50%. And we are going to go on this. Apollo did not get hit by that. He is still pretty much full health, and that is going to cost the red team because they needed to make that work way better. But they are going to do a good job of cleaning up anyway. Most of the blue teamers now low. Apollo also low, and he's going to get taken out. And he's doing a good job of keeping her eye on the ball, or in this case on the Apollo, and just taking out the Apollo, no problem. So yeah, 3 guys down once again, and yeah, now it's over. I mean, this Guardian is going to go down straight away. There's really no way to stop this anymore. So it was a pretty good match for Apollo. It's just that he couldn't make it work with his team. Yeah, that one 4 versus 0 team fight was really what decided everything, and then afterwards, of course, the 3-0 decided the entire game. But yeah, it was pretty close for the most part. So let's see the score screen, and we will see that, well, what we already could see. The gold is not really that close anymore, but it was pretty close for the most part. It was just that one team fight that they lost, or won, however you want to look at that. That made all the difference, and that was really late in the game, so both teams could still win. And then afterwards, yeah, it would have been very hard. I would have been very impressed if the blue team actually made it happen right there then. But 57 versus 68k, yeah, that really doesn't represent what we saw for most of the game, because for most of the game this was pretty much equal. And yeah, Apollo top of his team, pretty significant gold lead on everyone else. And here it is, well, the Neath, she doesn't really have a super significant gold lead, because both of these guys should have way how do they have so little items? Huh. Well, level 3 on both of the actives. Yeah, that kind of explains it a little bit. But these are not really super expensive items. This is a really cheap item. This is a, well, the boots are relatively cheap. Yeah, I guess I expected a little bit more for 15k gold, or around 15k gold. I mean, she pretty much has everything completed except for the first item. No. I guess items are more expensive than I thought. Anyhow, hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. GG.